When you go out for grocery shopping, you would have seen numbers which look like this. These are called decimal numbers. Without decimals, our daily life would be impossible because we cannot even do simple things like get a dress or a shirt that fits us. Why is that? Let us see. Every decimal number has two parts. The part here is known as the whole number part, and the part which comes here is known as the fractional part or the decimal part. What do we mean by anything whole? A whole cake, a whole pizza. It is something from which no part is missing. It is a whole cake. But then, what do you mean by anything fraction? Fraction means it's a part of something. It is not whole. It is just a part of something. Then what is this a part of? Let us find out. Suppose you want to have a shirt or a dress stitched. You go to a tailor. He takes out his measuring tape. It looks like this. The dress starts here at your shoulder and you want it to end at this place. So you tell the tailor, I want 2 meters and a bit of the third. I do not want the whole of the third, just a bit of it. And then the tailor tells you, I have no idea what you're talking about. I just know the whole numbers, 1, 2, 3. What happens in between them, I have no idea. I have never heard of numbers in between whole numbers. Then what do? Either you change your tailor or you introduce him to decimals. So what are decimals? They have a whole number part and a bit, a part from the number which comes next to them. It is just a fraction, just a part of the next number. That is why when you read decimals, you read the digits here in the decimal part. The digits in the decimal part are read separately. For example, this number here is read as 65.27 and not as 65.27. You don't want to hurt its feelings. And this number here is read as 4.859. Now, so this number here is 65 and a part of 66. So it lies between 65 and 66. And what does this number lie between? This lies somewhere between 4 and 5. So that is why decimals are very important to us. They give us precise values, exact values of the measurements of quantities like height, like weight, like distance. You get a precise value. Now, when we say this lies somewhere between 2 and 3, somewhere between 65 and 66. Where is that somewhere? Let us find that out. I will take this decimal number, okay? And you will see a pictorial representation, or in other words, how does the picture of 2.4 look like? Now, suppose I invite you to my house and I give you one whole cake. Then you ask for one more. I give you another whole cake. And you ask for one more. And then I tell you, have you even heard of diabetes? I am not going to give you the whole of the third. I am just going to give you a part of it. So what I am going to do is, I am going to take the third cake and I am going to cut it into equal parts. How many equal parts? The clue comes from the word decimal. Decimal comes from the Latin word decimus, which means 10. So decima means anything divided by 10. It means the 10th part. So I am going to divide the third cake into 10 equal parts. 5, 6, 7, 8, there. I have divided into 10 equal parts. And if I give you this, what have I given you? Have I given you one whole cake? No, I have given you 1 out of 10 parts. And that is written like this. This point here is known as the decimal point. Again, the word decima means 1/10. Anything that is divided by 10. Now, how many such pieces am I going to give you? See, 4. So 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10 and 4 out of 10. So there, this is how the representation, the pictorial representation of 2.4 looks like. So what is it? It is 2 whole cakes and a bit of the third. So this brings us to our number line. In a number line, how do you represent 2.4? Here you have 2, you take the third centimeter. Here, just like you took the third cake, here our unit is centimeter. You take the third centimeter, divided into 10 parts. There, see, this will be 2.1. Why is that? It has 2 centimeters and 1 by 10. And this would be 2.2, and this here would be 2.3, and this here would be 2.4. There. This is how you mark 2.4 on a number line. You take the third centimeter, divide it into 10 parts and take the fourth division there. So, that is when you have just one number in the fractional part. Now what about this? And what about this? It has 2 parts, 2 numbers there. It has 3 numbers there. So what is happening in this place? I have taken the 65 units, and out of the 66th unit, I am just taking a part of it. How many parts am I going to divide it into? You remember what we did here? We took 3, divided into 10 parts. But the 66th unit, how can you divide it into 10 parts and give someone 27? Of course, it is not possible. So look at the number of digits, 1, 2. So you are dividing it to 100 digits, and you are giving this 65 units plus a 27 out of 100. What about this number? What does this number do? It has 4 whole units, and the 5th unit you divide it. Divide it into how many parts? Look at the digits, 1, 2, 3, you divide it into 1000 parts, and out of that you give this many parts away. So this is the pictorial representation and how to plot a number in the number line. Now before we go to the next topic, we will see one more example. Now this is the pictorial representation of a decimal number. What number is that? What comes in its whole number part? What comes in its fractional part? How many whole units do you see here? Whole units which are not cut into pieces. I do not see any because there is no whole portions here. So the whole number part is 0, or in other words, we are talking about a decimal number which lies between 0 and 1. There are no whole units. We have just taken one cake and split it into 10 parts, and out of that we have taken 3. 3 out of 10 parts, or in other words 0.3. So the decimal number that you are looking for is 0.3 or simply 0.3. Now, how does a decimal number which has 2 or more digits in its fractional part look like? How does its pictorial depiction look like? Let us see that. Suppose here I have given you 3 pieces, right? And you ask for more. Then if I give you one more, what will it be? It will be 4 out of 10, or in other words 0.4. But then I don't want to give you the whole of the fourth part. I just want to give you a part of it, a fraction of it. So I want to divide it further into pieces and just give you one piece and not the whole of the fourth part. So how many pieces will I cut it into? 2 or 3 or 4. You remember we are studying decimals. So again I am going to cut it into 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then when I cut, I cannot just cut here, right? I am going to cut like this. I am going to make 10 divisions again. So how many divisions are there? Here 10 divisions. Again 10 divisions. So totally the next round will be 100 divisions. Let us see that and let us see how it looks like. if I give you this part, how much am I giving you? Am I giving you one whole cake? No, one whole cake would be this much. Am I giving you 1 out of 10 parts? No, 1 out of 10 parts is this. So how much am I giving you? I am giving you 1 out of 100, or in other words 0.01. Now together how many are there? All of this together, you have out of 10 you have 3, and out of 100 you have 1, or in other words you have 0.31. Now you want more, you are again asking for more. Then what do? Give you this part also. So how much am I giving you? Out of 10, 3, out of 100, 2, so together 0.32. So going on like this, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how much is this? What decimal number does this picture denote? It denotes 0.37. Why is that? Out of 10 we have taken 3 divisions, and out of 100 we have taken 7 divisions there. So this decimal number here is 0.37. And how will you denote it in a number line? Let us see. I will just draw the part between 0 and 1. Here 0, here 1. So this would be 0.1. Just 1 out of 10 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So this will be 0.1, this will be 0.2, and this will be 0.3, right? And this is 0.4. Our number 0.37 has to lie somewhere between this. So here, this will be 0.37. So you understand what is happening here? Whatever number comes immediately after the decimal point, that is in divisions of 10. This is in divisions of 10. Whatever comes after that is in divisions of 100. And whatever comes after that will be divisions of 1000. So this brings us to the next topic. Now we come to a concept which you are already familiar with. You have studied about it in your primary classes. The face value and place value of digits of a number. Now you see the number here, 643. How many digits does it have? It has 3 digits, which are 6, 4 and 3. And each of them have a face value and a place value. What is the difference? Sometimes you will see some people, they will be looking all pavam, they will be like Bruce Banner, and you get to know them and they'll be like Incredible Hulk. So there is the numbers which look something, but their place is something else. Now what does this number look like? It looks like 6. Its face value is 6. What does this number look like? Looks like 4. Looks like 3. This is their face value. But then what is their place in the number? What is the place of this digit in the number? This is called the ones place. This is called the tens place. And this is called the hundreds place. That means whatever comes here is multiplied into 100. Whatever comes here is multiplied into 10. Whatever comes here is multiplied into 1. So, what is its place value? It looks like 6, but it is not 6. It is 600. It is 6 into 100, which is 600. What is the place value of this? Its face value is 4. It looks like 4, but it is not 4. It is 4 into 10, or in other words, 40. This is 3 into 1. In the ones place, the face value and the place value are both same. Now we come to the decimals. When you write decimals, say 8, 9, 1. What is their place value? this digit you have here, 8 and 9 and 1. So, what is the place value of these digits? This is what? Multiplied by 10. So, what is it called? It is called 10th part. Not tens, but 10th part. And what is this part called here? This part is called hundredth. Why is called hundredth? Because it is divided by 100. And what about this part here? This is called the thousandth part. Why is this? Because this is divided by 1000. So, what is the place value of 8? It is 8 divided by 10, or in other words, 0.8. What is the place value of 9? 9 divided by 100, or in other words, 0.09. There are 2 zeros here, so after the decimal point, we need 2 digits. And the last one, 1 by 1000, or in other words, 0.001. This is how you write the place value of the digits of a number. Let us see one more example. Now I have written down the place value of the digits of a certain number. You have to find out what that number is. What you have to find is the place value of the digits. So we have 400. That means how many digits are we talking about in the whole number part? We are talking about 3 digits. 4 hundreds. So 4 here. How many tens? No idea. There are nothing in tens given. So tens is 0. How many ones? 9 ones. So the whole number part is 409. What about the fractional part? How many tenth? First you should have the tenth, right? The tenth will come first. How many tenth? No idea. So 0. How many hundredth? 5. So this is the number that you are talking about. For example, if I ask the question, what is the place value of say 4? What is the place value of the digit 4 in the number? Its place value will be 400. Now, what is the place value of the digit 5? What is it? It is 500th, which means what? 5 by 100, or in other words, 0.05 is its place value. Now look at this number. How does this number look like? I have just written down the place value of the digits. 2 tens. So the number we are looking for has 2 digits. And what comes in the tens place? 2. What about the ones place? There is no mention about that. That means it is 0. Now what about the 10th place? Here we have the 10th place. What happened to that? No mention of it. So 0. Then 4, after that the 100th comes. That is 4. After that the 1000th comes. This is the number you are talking about. Now suppose I ask you, what is the place value of 2 in this number? It is 2 tens, not 2 tenth. Tenth would be divided by 10. This is tens. So into 10, which is 20. 20 is its place value. Now what is the place value of 4? It is 400th, which means 4 divided by 100, which means 0.04. What is the place value of 3? It is 3000, which means this, which means 0.003. 3 zeros here. So after the decimal point, we need 3 digits. So this is how we see the place value and the face value of the digits of a number. In a number, the face value, what is its face value? Exactly what it looks like. There is no mystery in it. But what is its place? Which place does it fall on? Does it fall on the tens place? Does it fall on the 10th place? So see the difference and you get the decimal. Next we go on to expanded form and standard form of decimals. standard form of decimals is exactly how the decimals are written. 24.57. That's it. Standard. What do you mean by expanded? Look at each digit. Look at its place value. Which place is it written? And write that number in terms of their sum. So, this is tens. This is ones. And this is what? Tenth. See the difference between that? And this is hundredth. So, you write this number as 2 into 10 or inverse 20. Write this as 2. Write this as, what is 5 divided by 10? 0.5. Right. Plus, and this would be 0.07. Basically, what you are doing here is, oh sorry, this is 4. And to find the place values, I will give you another one way. It is a very lazy way and not at all mathematical, but it makes it sound easy. I will tell you what it is. There are 4 digits, right? Write like that. If you want to find the place value of 2, just write 2. Everything else should be 0. There you have 20. If you want to find the place value of 5, just write 5. Everything else should be 0. See? 0.5. Similarly, if you want to find the place value of 7, just write 7. Put everything else as 0. And there you get the answer. So the expanded form of a decimal means how to write this decimal number as a sum of the place values of its digits. You understand that? Let us see one more example. Now what is the place value of this? This is tens. This is ones. This is tenth. And this is hundredth. So how do you expand on them? This is 2 into 10. 20 plus 4 plus 8 by 10 plus 7 by 100. So whatever comes in this position divided by 10, whatever comes after that divided by 100. So or in other words, this is 20 plus 4 plus 0.8 plus 0.07. Here, 2 zeros. So this is how you expand a decimal. What you do is take each digit and write down its place value and express it as a sum. You put the plus sign and express it as a sum. Now let us see another example. I have written down the expanded form of 2 decimals. Can you put it back to your standard form? How does a standard decimal look like? Can you put it down to that form? See, this is 800 plus 7. So 100 means we are talking about 3 digits. Right? So 800. How many tens? There is no mention of that. So 0 tens. After 100, tens comes. After tens, what comes? Ones. There. What about its fractional part? Immediately after the decimal, what comes? The 10th part comes. But here what you have is 1 to the 100th part. There is no mention of the 10th part, so it is 0. 100th part is 4. 1, 2, 3, 1000th part is this. This is the standard form of this decimal. Now, how does this decimal look like? How does its standard form look like? So, how many tens? 7. How many ones? 2. How many 10th parts do you have? 5. How many 100th part do you have? Missing. See, after the 10th part, we have jumped to the 100th, to the 1000th part. The 100th part is missing. So there. This is how you write the standard form of a decimal. This brings us to the last and the final topic of today's class, which is comparison of decimals. How to find which decimal is bigger and which is smaller. down couple of decimal numbers, right? How do we know which one is greater and which one is smaller? They all look the same. They all have 2 and 0 and 9 and 1 in them. But you look carefully, you will see that they are all different. Now look at this number. It is 2 point something, but this is 20 point something. Do you see the whole number part? This is 2. This is 20. That means this number lies between 2 and 3, but this number lies between 20 and 21. So which one is greater? Obviously, this one is greater. That is the first step in checking which decimal is bigger. What do you first check? You first check the whole number part. Whichever number has a greater whole number, that number is greater. Now look at the second one, 20.9 and 20.09. They have the same whole number. So the first step of no use. Then what do you check next? You check the 10th part. The 10th part here is 9 and the 10th part here is 0. What does that mean? This number lies between 20 and 21. Number 20.0 lies somewhere here and this 20.9 lies here. So obviously, which number is greater? The one who has a bigger 10th part. This is greater. Now that is the second step you do. If the whole number part is equal, then go to the second step. Check the 10th part. Whichever decimal number has the greater 10th part, that number will be greater. Now look at this. What about this number? This is 20.91 and 20.19. So the whole number is same. But what about the 10th part? The 10th part here is 9 and the 10th part here is 1. So which one will be greater? Which has the greater 10th part? This one. Now what about this? What about this? Tell me. This is 20 point something, 20 point something. So first step of no use. Both of them have the same whole number part. Go to the 10th part. Here also 9, here also 9, no use. Then what do you do? If the 10th part is also equal, go to the third step, check the 100th. So by now I think you would understand where we are going with this, right? Check the whole number part. If equal, go to the 10th. If equal, go to the 100th. If equal, go to the 1000th. You just have to go on like that. Now coming back to our question. The whole number part, same. The 10th part, same. What about the 100th part? There is no 100th part here, right? Here the 100th part is 1. Here there is no 100th part. If there is no 100th part, it means 0. Why that is? Inshallah, we will explain it later in the next class. But if there is no digit there, you can put 0 there. So now tell me which one has the greater 100th part? This one has the greater 100th part. So this is the greater number. So using this method by step, you can see which one is greater. Now let's try to arrange these 4 numbers in the descending order. Please don't get confused between ascending and descending. Remember, a rocket ascends. From down it goes up, but rain descends. From up, rain comes down. So we need descending order. We need to be like rain. From up, we need to come down. So remember road rate, this will help you. So we start from the largest number. What all numbers do we have? 49 point something, 4 point something, 36 point something. We start with the 49. So look at the 10th part. 10th part is also equal. So go to the 100th part. There. This is the biggest one. And then comes this number. Then comes 36. And last comes this. So this is how you arrange them in the descending order. With this, we come to the end of this class. We learnt about decimals, how to read them, about the place value of the digits in a decimal number. In the next class, we will learn how to add and how to subtract them. Till I meet you next time, you take care. Assalamu alaikum.